Oh, hey there, folks. Welcome to the Log Jam. I'm Turbo Tom Lancaster.
I'm Jesse
And
Dumas.
I'm Mark Boquin.
Yo ho.
Yo ho, indeed.
And this is episode
indeed.
2 of the Log Jam. We did our first one last week, and we're doing pretty good. What's the stats for us so far?
Let me check it here. Mr. Turbo. We are up to 90 views, etching up towards that 3-digit mark.
Triple digits,
and
son.
That's right, 7 likes. Lucky number 7.
Yeah, man.
This thing is taking the fuck off.
So it's going to go from double digits to 6 digits.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're practically already famous, so
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to stop trying as hard if we're already
This famous.
that easily reaching stardom. Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably cut back in the production value a little bit because we've already struck gold.
Yeah.
Struck gold.
Let's pump our brakes on the spending here.
Yeah. Hey, did we get a good review from somebody you know? Too?
We did. Our good buddy, old Dirty Dylan.
Dirty Dylan.
From Maine. He's he's a kid that works for Timber Tina up at the Great Maine Lumberjack Show. And he came up to the state fair, the Alaska State Fair. We do lumberjack shows up there as well. And he came in and did shows with us. And he didn't have a nickname. And I was working with Marvin. What's Marvin's last name?
Weeks.
Oh, yeah, Marvin Weeks. So Marvin Weeks. And maybe he doesn't want his name out there, but we can edit that out.
Too late now.
His addresses and his social security number.
What's his middle name and birth date? No, but so his nickname is Marvelous Marvin, and I'm Turbo Tom. So like as he announced us, he'd be like, "Oh, this is Marvelous Marvin and Turbo Tom," and then it'd be like, "And Dylan." And it just fell flat. So he it was Ray Geist who was announcing, and he just hated it. So he came up with the name Dirty Dylan, the double D, the Dirty D. It was a bunch of names that came with it. But I've never seen a crowd like just love that nickname so much right off the bat. They were obsessed with it. And then just people came up like wanting Dirty Dylan's autograph. It was pretty epic.
It's amazing.
Right, guys, he's really good at giving nicknames. He's always been good at giving nicknames.
Yeah. Yeah, he's handed out a few for sure. But.
All right. Well, yeah. So the show is taking off. So we're going to try to keep the momentum going here.
Yeah, what's the run of the show for us?
Well, I think we talk about our raging success. Let's talk about a little bit else. What's going on in our week? Thomas and I are having some drinks today, so that's guaranteed to make the show a little bit better. But Turbo, what was going on for you this week?
Yeah, so I just I met with my doctor. It's my 2-week post-op checkup from my ankle, and had surgery on my ankle to clean up some bone spurs. So I met with my doctor yesterday, and he said I can start walking without my boot and start kind of easing back into normal activity without kind of overdoing it. And yeah, I'm actually just super stoked. I actually went to physical therapy today for the first time, and there's just there's a lot of room for improvement, and I'm just pretty stoked to see what I can do with this newfound like range of motion that I was unable to have prior to the surgery. So yeah, I'm super stoked. Doing that and doing my own Turbo Tom's Totally Tubular 10-minute podcast is pretty fun. Just to kind of keep up on the comments on TikTok, because there's a bunch, and it's the easiest way for me to do content and in that video response kind of mode. So yeah.
I think we're going to get to some of that a little later in this show, right?
Yeah. We can,
how about you, Mark? What's going on in your world up there?
Well, just kind of going through the motions. But one thing I am trying to do is trying to set up a hunting trip with my father and I for later this year, which proved to be way more difficult than I thought. To get tags in certain states is not so easy, especially as a non-resident trying to get some tags in Iowa. Found out it's As a non-resident, you have to apply up to like 5 years before you even get a chance in the draw. Wyoming.
What are you hunting for?
Well, Iowa, we wanted to hunt whitetail, and then originally we wanted to go to Iowa for archery season, hunt whitetail because there's some monster bucks out there, and then we were going to go to Wyoming to Rob Shear's ranch during regular season, hunt antelope, elk, and whitetail / mule deer. It's an either or tag. You can get whitetail or mule deer, and then we're going to finish off in Colorado and try to hunt up there or down there. But it's proving to be a little more
for muleys or
for elk. Because you're gonna get over the counter elk tags there. I know it's very difficult, and you have to, like, as soon as it opens, you have to try to buy the tag, and they sell out in like 10 minutes or whatever. But we're gonna try, and then we're gonna go up to Yellowstone, stuff like that. But Iowa's kind of washed out; like, it's not gonna work, and Wyoming, we're still trying to get Wyoming, if we can even do just antelope and mule deer. And then we'll see about Colorado. We can't really apply for those over-the-counter tags until like August 1st, so it's more of a last-minute thing. But I was also kind of looking at Utah, south of Salt Lake City. You can get over-the-counter tags too. So there's a few options. It's just been kind of a pain in the neck. And so I was there with my father all day yesterday. We're doing research and calling people and trying to figure all that out. So that's fun. But we'll see if we can get there. And then on top of that, I'm trying to prep for Australia, where I'll be competing at the Royal Easter Show. And nice. I've already applied for it and got accepted to compete. But the problem I'm running into now is I had to renew my passport. So I'm desperately waiting for my new passport to come in, because I need to have
that hasn't happened.
No, it's supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. And I need that in order to apply for a visitor's visa, which you need to go to Australia. And then so I'm waiting on the passport so I can get the visa, so then I can book my ticket. So it's kind of been a little bit of a headache the last few days. And then to make things even better, I woke up this morning with a migraine, which migraines for me are pretty debilitating. So I was pretty much out for the count until about 2 o'clock. And now
that's brutal.
Yeah, and I still got the residual headache, but we're getting back. We're doing all right. Just trying to figure things out. So that's my wonderful week so far.
You getting any use out of that treadmill yet?
Yeah, I've been using it a ton.
Nice.
It's been phenomenal, honestly. I mean, the running surface is a little stiffer, but it needs to be for what weight I'm at. So it's been good.
Is it a little?
I can feel it. It's definitely stiffer, but it's not as bad as running on pavement. So,
yeah, nice. And you're inside.
Yeah, that too. And I can watch Netflix, which is nice.
Yeah. Running outside in upstate New York this time of year kind of blows, I would understand.
Yeah, usually pretty icy and snowy and dangerous, more because of other cars and people.
Yes. Right on. Well, I have had a short week here. I'm fixing to get out of town tomorrow, head out to Texas for a little R&R, go to Galveston. I hear they have a Mardi Gras festival down there. So excited about that. I've never done a Mardi Gras before, so I'm sure I'm going to collect lots of beads, show these tits off as much as possible.
There you go.
And just drink as much as I could fit it down my gullet. So but, it's one of those things where you're all excited for something, but then, like, just the whole world shits on you while you're trying to get ready for that. So, like, work has just sucked. My dog is, like, trying to lick a hole in her belly because she had surgery. And now the incision thing is getting itchy, so she's licking at it. I've got to put her in the cone of shame. And I'm pissed at her, but I feel bad for her. So it's just, like, one thing after another. But I don't give a fuck because it's vacation time now. I'm dropping that dog off at the center. It's like, you better not let this animal die. But I'm not going to think about it for a while. So yeah, we've
don't kill my dog.
It's been a good week. I'm gonna transition here real quickly though, because there's a video that's kind of helped me. So I shared a video last week that really helped get me through some tough times. And that was an old one, but a good one. And I found a new one that that really got me through this week. Let me know if you guys can see this. All right, there she is. There she is. I'm going to play it once with audio, so I'm going to go on mute.
All right.
And she looks kind of how I felt. But here we go. Are you guys hearing it?
We can't hear it.
Can't hear it, no.
Shit! That's the best part.
I know.
So, all right,
I know.
production
So
value. We might have to invest a little bit more.
There you go.
All right, stop. There we go. Now we're cooking.
How much can you get us full screen, or is that as full as you got? All right.
You guys know TikTok better than I do. I don't think there's any way to full screen it up.
Yeah,
No, you're good.
That's it.
But
Not on.
we're just going to make do with what we got.
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I put off all the stuff I had to do until today.
Man, girl, hush. Get Skipity Pap. You had plenty of time to get that work done. And now my litter box is chunky. My litter box is chunky.
Skipity Pap. I want to watch
Until today.
Man, girl, hush. Get Skipity Pap. You had plenty of time to get that work done. And now my litter box is chunky.
So, yeah, shout out to Tony Baker Comedy Reel on TikTok, who I'd never heard of before. But, man, this guy, so I don't know if anybody's on Reddit, but Reddit has just about every category of things that there is. And there's a subreddit, they call it this, explicitly dedicated to black dudes voicing over videos in funny ways.
Yeah.
And that's how I found this guy. Actually, the first video I found was a lot longer than this. It was all cats slapping the shit out of people and him doing voiceovers to it.
Oh, man,
Highly recommend. Maybe I'll share it another time. But then I found this video, and Skipity Pap is what he says every time there's a slap. And
I like it a lot.
this chick,
It is funny.
this chick is just like whining, and she's got the I don't know what I'm gonna do. Then
Wow.
Skipity Pap right in the face, right there. And yeah.
The timing of his Skipity Pap is pretty epic.
Man. And then he does he gets the timing of that slap just right.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm gonna unmute it one last time for the sake of the Skipity Pap. Hang on, we're gonna bring it back.
I would appreciate that.
I put off all the stuff I had to do until today.
Man, girl, hush. Get Skipity Pap. You had plenty of time to get that work done.
Plenty of time to get that work done.
She's really demoralized after the slap too. She's really her face immediately just like saddens. Like, why?
The nail in the coffin.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that really helped me out this week. I had to have a really tough conversation with an employee of mine today, and I was just like sinking into my chair, and I'm like, all right, man, I need some Skipity Paps. And then
I like that that's your go-to like weapon in your pocket. Like, can't ruin my day. I got Skipity Pap.
Skipity Pap.
Or you got
like
blowjob guy.
Skipity Pap right out of my Cubs blowjob guy, and now Skipity Paps. Yeah, so shout out to Tony Baker out there. He has like a fraction of the viewers you do, Turbo, on TikTok, but go check him out.
He probably makes more money than I do because I don't know what I'm doing. But.
Probably. That's what this podcast is for. We'll be kicking his ass in no time.
Oh, yeah. Right. Speaking of podcasts, I did get to go on that Hunter McIntyre's podcast on Monday, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Yeah, it was pretty sweet, man. That dude's a beast, man. He's a 2-time High Rocks champion, world champion, where they it's kind of like a simulation of a bunch of different like world-class events like skiing, but it's all like simulated stuff, and they have to cover so much distance. Like if it's a simulated ski pole race, it's like simulated on a machine, and then there's like a sled push, and there's a sled pull, and there's just a bunch of, and like, dude, he's a cool guy though. And just kind of chatted about timber sports. He's my age, he's 33, and he was training to get into the Olympics for paddling, like one-man paddling, which something about his schedule got mixed up, but so he's not doing that this year. So he's going back to do, I think, High Rocks again. But he was just like literally, he's like 33. He's like, I'm in the best shape of my life. He goes, I just want to try different sports, like see what else I can do. So he called me up to ask about timber sports, and he's just a cool guy like that. I was like, I want to check that out. I think I could be awesome at it. Yeah.
You tell him if you want to join a sport that makes no money, timber sports is where it's at.
Well, that's why he's cool, because he's dedicated his life to this sport, and he's found ways to make money, but it's not always just directly from winnings, like very similar to timber sports. So it's like we kind of have a similar thing going. He does a remote podcast as well. Like it was remote, like him, and he has a host, kind of like his co-host doesn't say a whole lot. He's kind of more like, I feel like behind, trying to make sure everything's running smoothly. But it's all remote too. So yeah, cool guy.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice exposure.
Yeah. But what else is on the Rana show there, Jesse Newmiss?
Well, I think we were going to dip into Turbo Tom's TikTok mailbag here a little bit. Didn't you have some comments that you wanted to respond to from TikTok or Instagram?
Yes. Absolutely.
I thought you had that already sorted out.
I do kind of have it pulled up, and basically, let me just make sure it's the right one. So I posted a video. I'll give you guys a background. I posted a video of my 3-board jigger at Cherry Valley Outdoor Games. This was in June of 2022. And
so wait. Can you explain to our legions of 90 viewers what a 3-board jigger is, if they don't already know?
For our audience that don't know, the 3-board jigger is a timber sport event where you chop 3 springboards high, and you then, once you get to that top board, you chop a block in half, and then you throw your axe down, jump down while removing your boards, rearrange your boards, and then chop 3 more pockets high and finish the block that's on top off from that backside. So it's a very enduring event, and doing it within a few minutes, 3 minutes is like really fast. So that's like a long time to be swinging an axe.
Yes, it is.
And so it's why it appeals to me. Those endurance events kind of appeal to me. But so basically, I'm really excited about it because I think it is an event I can be very strong at. And I chop my first pocket's a 4-hit pocket, and it's not bad. I do kind of get a little nervous and scoot up a little bit, but so I chop my second pocket, and I take a while. I missed a hit, and then kind of took a while to clean it up, and so I got on that board, chopped my third pocket, and kind of struggled with that too. And I was a little disappointed. Got up, cut the block on top in half. Okay, threw the axe down. And that has to be done a certain way so you don't mess up your axe. And it kind of released out of my hand funny. So I was a little worried. And then I got down, rearranged my boards, went to pick it up, and it was a chunk of it was missing. A full inch of it was missing. And I'll put a picture up on the screen for this so you guys can see it. It was a huge chunk. So it must have been already like a micro fracture in the steel, because it wouldn't have broke like that. And I thought, so once again, then I switched axes and finished up the 3-board jigger. And I thought it happened when I threw it down. Well, come to find out after kind of investigating and stuff, because it was just like wood chips. You're not throwing it on concrete. So it would have been weird to break like that anyways. So we went back and we found the toe of the axe in the second pocket, which means that
So the metal actually came off in the wood?
Yeah, and stuck and broke in the wood. So it was my 7th hit, and I had to put 11 in that pocket, because then I was missing an inch of my axe and didn't realize it. So I kind of feel like an idiot because I didn't realize it, because I finished that pocket.
Did the next one.
Again, chopped a 3rd pocket with missing that toe, not knowing it, and then cut the block in half on top. Cut halfway through is what I mean. And then with missing that toe, threw it down. Didn't realize till the whole thing was done, and I went back to figure out what happened. And then I had to go and watch some video too. So it's pretty crazy.
So is there a comment that you're going to reply to about that video? You forgot why you were telling that story, didn't you?
Well, I mean, basically, they said, dude has a backup axe. And yeah. So I was telling the story. I just forgot to forefront it with a question. So basically, it was just, basically the dude, it was a one line. He said, dude has a backup axe. And the answer is yes, I do have a backup axe because crazy shit happens. Your axes literally can break to the point of, unusable. I mean, apparently I used it for a little while. So by the end of that chop, I put 79 hits into my pockets for that event.
79. What's a typical cut for you on that?
Dude,
Like how many
I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm not saying I've had the greatest runs, but man, those guys are doing like 4 to 6 hit pockets every time. So out of 6 pockets, if a guy does like 36, well, I mean, some guys are doing it like 4 hit pockets all the way through. Imagine like under 30, around 30.
Yeah.
Would be really good. 36 would be really good for me. Apparently 50 would be really good for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do.
Sorry to hear about your axe. So you do.
So
Backups.
so we do have backups. That's how I broke mine. Mark knows all about carrying out backups for each event.
Yeah, it's always good. I mean, even all of our regular chops, our underhand chops, standard block chops, we always have a backup. Mainly for that reason, if your axe gets damaged, you can switch over to the other axe. Sometimes people will switch out axes if their axe is not chopping well in that block, but that's time you're risking to make that change. So a lot of times, if your axe is a little stickier and not free, you kind of just suck it up and get through the chop. But sometimes they'll switch that axe out if it's easy enough to grab. But normally that spare axe is there for if you damage an axe.
Yeah, like in the underhand.
So how many do you typically keep on hand? Like how many axes do you own right now, Mark?
I have 26 axes or 24 axes.
That's a lot
and
of
every
axes,
axe chops
How about you, Turbo?
wood differently. And I mean, you can go into axes for hours on the grinds and which one's better for dry white pine, wet white pine, medium white pine, cottonwood. Got axes for everything.
I prefer a wet grind myself, but that's just me. How many axes do you own, Turbo?
Well, it's how many axes do you own that are serviceable? No,
Yeah. Less that one that you just smoked in the middle of that pocket.
So yeah, I broke one that weekend and I broke another one the weekend after. So I ended up ending the season with only 4 racing axes, competition axes, and one of them was one I didn't use very much. So I now have acquired one back. I'm getting another one reground, and I bought another one, and so I'm gonna have 6 racing axes. That's a lot for me. And then I've got like 4 trainers, but a couple of them are a little too small for trainers. So I've got a couple trainers that are legit.
And that's what
I did.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I said, and that's what can be tough for a lot of these first generation athletes like Tom and I, is we're competing and you have to compete at a high level, so you need good gear. But good gear is expensive and the payouts aren't that high, so it takes several years to acquire the number of axes you need to compete competitively. And that's where it's really hard, because a lot of those, look at Matt Koger and a lot of those top guys, Jason Lentz, stuff like that, multi-generational athletes, they have 20, 30, 40 axes, maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot.
It is a lot.
So,
yeah, and I didn't. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you guys are first generation athletes. Mark, you referenced that. That just means that you didn't have somebody ahead of you that was in the sport that got you into it. You just got into it because you wanted to.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. We weren't forced to chop wood as children. No,
Which
yeah.
happens a lot.
Hey, I'm gonna force my child if I ever have one. I don't know. I might get a vasectomy soon, though.
God forbid. Don't get me started.
Yeah, we should. We should go down. We could talk. That'll be another episode.
Another episode. Remind me to talk about vasectomies.
Yes, put it in our
Why
notes.
everybody should get one.
I'm considering it sincerely. Sincerely. But yeah, so speaking of axes, that was about it. I thought we were talking about something else, but getting the right
let's talk
training.
about sport.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, you guys referenced it's tough to make a buck in the sport right now. That's why we're trying to whore ourselves out on this podcast, right? To help out, get a little more publicity. But it's an expensive sport. It's highly narrow at the top. You guys are both accomplished athletes, but you're trying to break in. You know what's going on in the sport for you both. Mark, you said you're going to go to Australia here pretty soon if you can get through immigration.
Yeah. So right now at this point in my life in the sport, I finally got to a comfortable spot where I've acquired the appropriate amount of gear to compete on a high level. My biggest struggle now is my personal health. But as far as competing goes, I finally acquired the axes I need. I got a good hot saw with good chains, and it just took me, I've been competing probably for 10, 12 years, probably 10 years, and it's taken me this long to finally acquire the equipment I need to compete on that level. So it's like, I mean, when you think about it, I got 20 something axes, all at $600 a piece minimum for competing. I have 4 single buck saws, all about $3,000 after shipping each, plus a double buck saw, which is same price. Hot saw, which is, $10,000. I bought mine used for $6,500, and that was a steal. And it's just like, it just adds up. So it's every year you kind of save up your earnings and what you make in your regular job to kind of invest back into the sport, and it just takes time. But I'm finally got to the point where I have the gear I need, and I just got to focus on getting healthier so I can compete at the level I want to. But up to this point last year and the year before, I was doing very well, and I still am. I was ranked at the beginning of last year. I was ranked 6th in the country, and then last year was also when I had my heart surgery, so my ranking did drop considerably, but I still think I'm ranked top 20, at least top 24, and currently number 1 in the country in the single buck event, which is a long 6-foot plus saw where you cut a cookie or a disc or a wheel off the end of a horizontal log as fast as you can. So I currently sit at number 1 in that position, which I'm hoping to hold, and eventually I want to break the world record. I have the U.S. record right now in that event. But yeah, so I'm doing well. I'm where I need to be. I just gotta get healthier.
Yeah, let's get you there, buddy.
Yeah, he's one of the best single buckers in the world, easily. And when he gets, the healthier he gets, the better he'll get. It'll be pretty hard to beat him. Except, I'll beat him, but it'll be pretty hard.
So like last year I did, I don't know, like 15, maybe more, 16, 18. I can't remember. At least 15 competitions. And I only lost the single buck twice, I believe. And the one time I lost at Hayward was my own doing. I screwed up. And the other time I lost, I got beat by Dave Jewett, who used to also hold a U.S. record in the single buck when the single buck wood was different size.
Yeah, he's not just beating anybody. He's beaten some of the best timber sport athletes in the world pretty consistently in that event.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got one discipline down. I got like 6, 7 more to go.
You can move through an underhand too.
Yeah, I did really well last year. Actually, last year I had a PR in the underhand, a 13-inch diameter underhand, which is steel series size wood. I chopped a 15-inch or 13-inch underhand in 15 seconds, which was my best that I've ever done in that size wood, which is pretty quick. Normally, it's
moving.
Yeah, a good competitive time in that event in 13-inch wood is usually right around 20 seconds or just under. So anything 16 seconds and less or 17 seconds and less is phenomenal. So I was very fortunate enough to do one that quickly.
I also have a single buck. I also have a single buck win this year at the Squamish Loggers Day Festival in Squamish, British Columbia.
I won twice there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's I'm gonna grab it for you. No,
Not a big deal. No, I'm gonna grab. I'm
You won
gonna
there
grab mine
once?
now
I won
too.
there twice. No big deal. All right, it's a dick measuring contest, everybody.
this is my
Let's see it.
this is one of my only trophies I've ever won. Dude, this is cool. So first of all, these are hand carved, and
Okay.
Mine's
these are
better.
hand. They're. I do kind of like yours. The coloring. I don't know. Mine's pretty cool. Mine's better. So what's cool is for one, they're hand carved, but I guess the year that I won this is 2022 is the last year that guy's making those.
Oh,
So,
really?
What are you showing, Jesse? What do you got there, bud?
I just felt like I needed this is my fiber capsules.
It's a good trophy.
Because to help you poop.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like a good healthy shit. I'm getting older, so fiber is important to the diet.
I don't know. I think that's a false.
That's what I got.
I think it's a false truth.
So
I
what's
don't know.
cool about the single buck title that Tom won is standard single buck events. The standard wood size is 18 inches in diameter of white pine, Squamish, and you get a starting kerf. So you get to cut a little bit in the top of the wood to set your saw. Squamish is unique because it's 22-inch dug fir, so it's harder wood, considerably bigger, and you have to start from the top. You don't get a starter cut. So it's actually a very difficult event.
We'll put both these videos on the screen while we're talking about them too. So
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
That's cool, fellas.
I won twice.
That's cool, fellas.
I was not
Hey, Tom,
expecting.
how many times did you win?
I won once.
He's only gone once though. He's gonna,
I'm 1 for 1, baby.
yeah.
And I also had to climb an 80-foot tree that day, so
Yeah,
I
I
had to
don't
save
do
my
that.
energy.
Well, back then I did the
yeah.
60-foot climb, so you know.
Didn't you win it once? The 60-foot up?
Yeah,
Yeah, nice, nice.
just up though.
Hey, it's cool, man.
So yeah, well, thanks, gentlemen. You know, talking about the sport, I think it's important to help get it out there. And you know, my connection to the sport is through lumberjack shows. That's how I met Thomas. We talked about that last week.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things, if you've ever seen a lumberjack show, you've probably heard Cotton Eye Joe, right, Thomas?
You have
No, we
heard
all
Cotton Eye
have,
Joe.
Are you guys ready to talk about Cotton
Let's
Eye Joe?
talk about it.
Is it that time?
Is it? I mean, is it? Are we done? Are we doing any of the show you your junk or anything? How long have we been recording? We got
33
Well, I think we
minutes.
got some time for show us your junk. You want to show us, Tommy? You want to show us your junk?
I sent you one.
I sent you one
you're
too.
the-
I think it's pretty funny.
So
Okay.
mine doesn't involve any sound, if that helps.
Mine does.
Are we doing the?
So we got Chevy,
the-
the Like a Rock. That one does involve sound, but
What's-
then there's the second one is pretty good too.
I think I lost the other one. Where did that go?
I can share it too.
Let's go to Chevy first.
Okay.
And then you see if you
I
can find
sent you a
yours.
pretty funny TikTok one.
I got that one. Yeah, I got that ready to go because I was prepared.
So this is
All
the
right.
Chevy commercial from what year? What's the sale there?
1980.
7?
I don't know. Yeah,
Does it-
probably 87.
I think it says it up on. No, it does not.
So I
It
play it.
doesn't say.
Let's see it.
It's a mystery. Nobody knows.
They just.
Oh my god.
Nothing ever got to me.
And every one of them demands something different from their Chevy truck. But they all want the same thing. The most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road.
So if you don't mind just playing that again while muted. Look
Yeah,
at they
got it.
they just absolutely destroyed these trucks.
They are fucking these vehicles up. There's a guy climbing for no reason.
What is he doing?
That
Look at-
truck
yeah, go back.
is undrivable after that.
I want to see that again.
When they show
And then it's
injured people too, like just
And it's immediately
Hot chick.
it's immediately followed by a guy with a black eye. Watch. Look Look at that guy. What happened to him? I have questions. And then that dude's taking a nap on the roof of it. That can't be comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I just thought that was funny. You know, our buddy Fernando from down in Tennessee, he used to show me that video, man. He used to think it was the funniest thing ever. So I'm glad I got to share it with you all.
We lost.
We need to unshare.
Stop.
There we go.
I'm pretty sure that's Alec Baldwin doing the voiceover on that 1980s Alec Baldwin.
Do you really?
In the voiceover. I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm good at that. That's like one of my talents. You know, you guys can talk about your shopping and all that bullshit.
What is your talent?
I'm awesome at picking out voiceover actors on commercials.
Okay.
Who they are.
It's a good talent.
Yeah. We'll have to put up a challenge one of these days.
That's funny.
I'm near impossible to stop. All right, Mark, we got your junk.
I just
ready to go.
I just think this video that you're going to show is funny because I don't understand these new slang words that keep popping up out of nowhere. So it just makes me laugh because they jam in as many as you can find.
Well, I'm pretty fucking hip, and I couldn't keep up with this shit either.
You're so
all right.
hip.
Here we go, you guys.
Wait. So.
Wait, you can't holler at your girl?
Sorry, boo. I was out ghost riding the whip with my boys.
Don't at me, bro, with that shit.
I'm not adding you, bro. Literally can't with you right now. Dead ass. I was with fam.
Oh, your fam? Your fam? Or your fam?
Bro fam. Fam bro. Bro fam.
I don't think I can do this anymore.
Can I at least slide up in your DMs?
Bye, Felicia.
R.I.P. us.
That's funny.
Just don't get it. Oh.
Yeah.
What is the definition of a millennial?
I don't know.
What is the year for a millennial?
90s?
Is that like born in the 2000s?
I think.
Like what generation?
What
generation am I? You think we're all millennials? I don't think that's how that works.
I know I'm like borderline. So my parents were boomers.
When were you born? What year?
1981. But it's not as much the year that you were born. It's kind of, I don't know. It's all over the place. So millennials, it says here on Wikipedia, so you know it's good. Anywhere from 1981 to 1996.
I guess we're all millennials.
Yep.
Really? So what is the new generation? 1996?
You got millennials, then Generation Z, and then Generation
X?
Alpha is what this says. Gen X is back. That's 1965 to 19. So Generation X is the kids of the baby boomers.
Okay.
Which that stretches from 46 to 64. This is really good television right now. I'm sure the audience is loving it. But anyway, yeah.
I want to know.
I don't want to be a millennial.
I didn't think so. I guess.
Well, I got bad news for you, man. If you were born between 81 and 96, you're a fucking millennial.
I was accused of being 60 years old the other day, so I think I can push my gen status back a little bit.
60 years old. That's awesome. Speaking about getting better at podcasting, I'm taking a class at the comedy club before I do that, before I'm part of that other improv show. It's like it's like podcasting on social media. And I signed up, it was like $40. And it's actually from one of the guys that I think is hosting the show, I think. He's teaching it. So I was like, fuck it.
Cool.
I have to be there anyways. Nice. Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, like it's funny. What they do is I think it's a traveling comedy show that they interview local legends on stage. So I have like really no idea what to expect, but I also think it's funny that I'm referred to as a local legend. I've lived here for a couple of years.
You're not even a local.
I am, well, not technically for Burlington, but I'm a Vermont.
You just have a mailing address for.
I'm a Vermonter. Yeah. And I'm
homeless before that.
Yeah, homeless. Yeah. I was gypsy. I like to say I was a gypsy.
You lived at my house. You weren't fully homeless.
That's what I'm saying. I was a gypsy. gypsies, they float around. They're not living under bridges.
Yeah.
But
you've been rehomed. So
there's some nice bridges out there.
I have left my mark here. I carved a 7.5 foot frog for the local gift shop.
You sign it
in town? No, but there's a plaque that's going to go on it. That's cool.
Yeah,
the last one was there. The last one was there for 40 years. So
with the amount of coats of paint and wood filler and stain and clear, I think yours is going to last 100 years.
Yeah, let's hope so, right?
Does that frog have a name?
No, nope.
Tom.
Just the green frog. The green frog.
Way to think on the spot there, buddy.
Well, I made it for somebody who owns a gift shop called The Green Frog. So I'm pretty sure it's The Green Frog. Maybe they'll have a name. I don't know. I carved a little one too for him.
TGF.
Yeah. But all right. Do you want to get into Cotton Eye Joe now?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let me show the band. So as I was teeing it up before, Cotton Eye Joe has played a prominent role in lumberjack exhibition shows for quite some time, and I don't know how to make this ad go away. So
are we going to start off by showing the video?
Is there a video embedded in this? I think
you might have to YouTube it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll probably.
Oh, that would have been good to know before we started here.
That's all right.
All right. Well,
I think
Tom, you set up the segment. I'll find a video.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. So basically, for all three of us have been involved in lumberjack shows for at least 10. We're going on, 10 years. Some of us have started more than 20 years ago, right, Dumas?
Yeah, I think my first one was 1999.
Wow. My first shows were in 2005.
Mine was 2008.
Mark, when did you start? Yeah, so we've all been doing them for 15 or more years. And at the end of almost every single lumberjack show we've ever done, I'd say 90, most of them, right? 99% of them. I was wondering if Tennessee did it, but either way. We listen to Cotton Eye Joe during the log roll, and we get all the whole audience to clap along. So it's like embedded into my soul is Cotton Eye Joe. And while posting a log rolling video from the Alaska State Fair on TikTok, someone brought it to my attention that the song is potentially about venereal disease. So I went down the rabbit hole of looking up the history of Cotton Eye Joe, which is what we'll share with you. But we are going to start off by the original creators of the song. It's a Swedish. What is it, Jesse? A
Swedish electronic band called the Rednecks.
Nice.
Which is stunning.
There's
just to say that.
But I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you
All right, let's stop there. We don't want to get into any copyright laws.
No, I want to.
But I think what.
I want to make our audience listen to all
more?
3 minutes of that. No, I'm just joking. No, honestly.
Hey, before we go any further, Turbo, do you remember? I don't know where it was, but we were doing a show together, and I fucked up and played Cotton Eye Joe too early before the start of the show. And I think I ended up playing it 3 times in a row. But I would just get on the mic and be like, one more time.
Yeah. So you were playing it for other events?
Yeah, well, no, because it's what we close the show with, but then it's also like the for the pre-show music, the last song in the pre-show music. Because then you run out and you intro the show. And I fucked up and played it way too soon. And you were like, we'll just keep playing it, again and again. And I just yelled into the mic, one more time. We're looking out at the audience and then looking at each other do we really have to listen to this shit for another 3 minutes? It was, maybe just funny to only us.
Oh, man.
That's
some of my favorite moments from lumberjack shows is being behind the trailer and just just talking the silliest shit. Oh my God. And then like they
burning
can't
off
see
a
us.
hangover and
Yeah, usually. Oh my God. The good old days for sure. Oh, I got the chill there. Okay, so so there's many interpretations of Cotton Eye Joe that we've discovered. And I think I have heard the STD thing, but seeing that comment on my TikTok made me laugh, and I went down kind of the rabbit hole of looking up the history of Cotton Eye Joe. And there's some like super early finds of that song. I feel like I'm wondering if I think the one in this article is the lyrics in the article, right? Are what are
well, let me read off some of this article here, not to plagiarize the whole thing, but Rednecks, Swedish electronic band with a taste for American folk music, who sent the Cotton Eye Joe barreling overseas in the winter of 1995. However, while Rednecks were responsible for making it popular in the modern era, the song itself goes back to the Civil War days. Standard song commonly played by bluegrass and folk musicians. According to historians, the Cotton Eye Joe, and they don't call it Cotton Eye Joe, they say the Cotton Eye Joe, was often sung by slaves working on plantations in the American South, and thus has been passed on in many unwritten and written forms over the years. Today has found itself woven into the folk tradition. I don't know if it's woven, but many different versions. And yeah, we actually have some lyrics here. You want me to put them on the screen, Tom? Are you finding them right now?
I mean, I have them. Do you want me to?
I'm going to put them up because this is pretty wild.
Okay. Here are the original lyrics, or at least the first ones written down. Cotton Eye Joe, what did make you starve me so? Fun to take my gal away from me and crying her plump to Tennessee. If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married long time ago.
Long ago. Come on,
long ago. All right, go ahead. You take this next one.
His eyes was cross, and his nose was flat, and his teeth was out. But what ooved dat? For he was tall, and he was slim, and so my gal, she follered him. All right, I think I'm with him here so far. All right.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married long ago.
All right, Mark. We got to get through this.
You want to take a verse?
Yeah.
And
we're committed now. We got to do the whole thing.
Oh, Mark. Oh, so you're on the no gal.
Oh, no gal so handsome could be found, not in all this country round, with her kinky head and her eyes so bright, with her lips so red, her teeth so white. If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married long time ago.
If I loved that long ago. And if I loved that girl with all my heart, and she'd swoon me from me, she'd never part. But then with Joe, she runned away and left me here to weep all day. Go ahead,
Cotton Eye Joe, what did make you starve me so? I gotta look up what's fucking starve means.
I know that was
Joe. If it hadn't been for you, I'd married that gal for true. I think we might get canceled after this, fellas.
That's all right.
So yeah, great article that goes into the deep meaning of.
Yeah, it says these original lyrics differ vastly from the Redneck lyric songs, but still have a similar premise. A man nicknamed Cotton Eye Joe comes along and runs off with the love interest of the song's narrator. That makes sense.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know. I wasn't really sure. I never really thought into the lyrics of it until recently. But whether the lyrics, no matter what the lyrics are, there's a couple different interpretations for it, and that is what makes me smile. Okay. So, all right, I'm just going to start off. Okay, here we go. One popular interpretation is that Cotton Eye Joe is referring to a man that is infected with syphilis, and thus is going around town infecting all the women with the disease. Urban Dictionary says that it comes from a man having his urethra swabbed with a cotton ball in order to test for STDs.
And that's the song.
That's the song that we've been making thousands of people clap to for fucking 2 decades. That's so funny.
Well, if that is the true meaning, don't you think, like with this guy right here, that the rednecks really? Oh shit! I shared the wrong screen.
That's
I
all right.
fucking suck at this.
Which one are you trying to show?
Try to show the picture.
Well, just this. I don't even know if it's gonna come up now.
Oh, the video.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys,
Look
we
at.
can
I mean, just
we
look,
can literally cut a whole section out. It's no big deal.
I don't know. I look at that guy.
Yeah, he definitely had syphilis.
I think that's a syphilis-looking motherfucker if I've ever seen one right there.
Right? Let's try to zoom.
Look at this guy up here. I like it.
Doesn't know where he's at.
Try to fast forward a little bit and see some different views.
Okay.
If there's anything,
Again,
we
good gotta be careful of copyright.
Oh,
look at her.
Well, so at this moment, this doesn't have to be on the screen.
Oh, it doesn't?
No. Yeah, she looks normal.
Ish.
That's all right. I thought that it's hard to pick a certain scene because it is the whole time. The video is just wild. Like they're just like bouncing all over the place and just, it's just one big barn party. But that's funny. Okay, so there is a couple other interpretations we might as well get to since we're here, right? Let's see here. One interpretation. That's the STD one. Okay. Oh, it says it doesn't seem to make sense as there certainly weren't STI tests happening in the South when the song was initially written.
I don't think there's many of them going on now.
Another more likely to be true interpretation of the meaning of Cotton Eye Joe has to do with old Joe being drunk on moonshine or grain alcohol. This fits better with the original lyrics as they describe Joe as a bum-like figure with crossed eyes and missing teeth who is simply just tall and slim and makes all the women fall in love with him. That's a little more family friendly.
Yeah. That's the description you use to explain the video.
Yeah. That one's probably a little better.
Well, lumberjack audiences fucking love it.
They do. Well, it gets them in. It's a perfect song for the end of the show. I mean, it gets everyone clapping and riled up. It's a perfect way to end a show.
If you, sometimes you...
I hope we haven't gotten, the shows in trouble for using that song for all these years without consulting the Swedish electronic band.
I think...
Fred Shear might get a $6 million summons.
Yes.
You've been using my song for 20 years.
We'll edit this out, Uncle Fred. Don't worry about it. Our 90 listeners are going to come after you.
I want 20 years worth of royalties.
God, that's super funny to think about. Oh, shit. No, I think we'll be okay.
I think that's good. Oh, we talk about Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton Eye Show's a good show ender. Hey, fellas, I think we got a good second podcast in the books here.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
It's right at an hour almost, too.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
This has been good times.
Stretching it out.
We're still learning, still getting our legs. But yeah, it's fun. Got to have a drink with y'all.
It was
That's
good.
cool.
Cheers.
I know.
Skipity Paps.
Skipity Pap. Skipity Pap.
Skipity Pap.
That's mainly melted ice now, but that's all right.
Oh, cool.
All
All right, folks. Thanks for
Listeners,
watching.
viewers, come on back here next
Yeah.
next week. We're gonna fucking do it.
Get
again.
another 90
Like it
views.
or not.
Make it 180.
Yeah, double it up.
Crack three digits.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching episode 2 of The Log Jam. I'm Turbo Tom Lancaster.
Jesse Dumas.
Mark Boakman.
Have a good one, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yo.
Yoo-hoo.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago.